With more than 734,000 affected cases as of Saturday evening, the United States has surpassed all nations in terms of the coronavirus positive cases and also the related death tolls. It is an enormous tragedy that the whole world, including the United States, is grappling with at this moment. And to try and get a sense of how the Indian community, many of the stranded Indians, the sizable, in fact, a community of Indian students across states, how are they dealing with this crisis? Many of them have been appealing to the Indian government, asking them to facilitate their return home. But the government has clearly stated its position as of now. There is not going to be an evacuation for the moment. People in their best interest have been advised to stay put where they are. But the Indian embassies and the missions have been reaching out to these communities. So how is the Indian embassy in Washington, D.C., along with its consulates, really sort of reaching out to the community? How are things working out on the ground? To give us a sense, I'm joined here by a special guest, Ambassador Taranjeet Singh Sandhu, who is India's envoy in Washington, D.C. Ambassador Sandhu, many thanks for joining us. Just to begin with, if you could give us a sense of really what is the ground situation at the moment and the scale size of the community that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
As far as the situation in the United States is concerned, there are a total number of 6.32 lakh cases in all the 50 states. 33% of these cases are in New York, and at the moment almost 90%, in fact more than 90% of the population is under lockdown or stay at home. As far as Indians are concerned, there are a total of 200,000 students, about 125,000 H-1B visa holders, 600,000 green card holders. In addition, there are always short-term visitors, a lot of tourists. Embassy and the consulates have been functional right from the day one, and till today we are in direct touch with most of the Indian nationals in the country.
Given that there are strict, severe restrictions in place, there are lockdowns, how are you really connecting with this vast spread community?
As far as the outreach to the community and the students was concerned, we have had a very proactive approach on all the different platforms, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website. In addition, on 11th March, the day WHO declared it as a pandemic, we established 24/7 helplines in all the 5 consulates in the United States, plus in the embassy. For the students, we established a special peer support line which functions every day from 11 to 5 p.m. And through this, we were able to do an outreach to almost 50,000 students through about 8,000 links. In addition, we also did an Instagram live interaction on 11th April with the students, and through this we were able to connect with more than 25,000 students. We have also issued detailed advisories, around 20 of such, and these are very specific advisories. They give complete advice, and especially for students. We are also in touch with different community associations, and thereby we are connecting with most of the Indian community in the United States.
Well, several Indians have actually been appealing and hoping that they are able to fly back home anytime soon. But if you could give us a sense of what's the kind of emergency requests that are coming into you to the embassy helplines that you're catering to, the kind of assistance you're providing to, and also how are the Indian American communities, the local community networks, really sort of stepping up to join hands in your efforts?
Specifically with the community and the students, we have provided direct assistance. Firstly, access to medical facilities. We, through the community doctors and local authorities, whenever any emergency was brought to our attention, for example, in the case of Colorado, where a student and his family were having an emergency situation, we immediately got in touch with the local authorities and the doctors, and were able to assist. Similarly, there has been problem with accommodation. We were able to persuade most of the universities to continue to house the Indian students, in fact, in specific individual rooms. In addition, we were able to get in touch with the Indian American hotel owners, who were also very kind enough and have accommodated the Indian community, especially the students. Some requested for food assistance. Even those, through the community support, we have been able to provide. We have been getting queries regarding emergencies, checking up on their family members. All the consulates and the embassy are undertaking that. In fact, many Indian American community members have come forward to help us on that.
The other big concern is related to visas, especially the H-1B visa holders and their fates here. Would you like to share, your comments on this?
There have been a lot of representations regarding visa-related issues, the H-1B, J-1, F-1 visas. We are in close contact with the US authorities. It's an evolving situation, and as the situation stabilizes, these will be attended to. But I would request that please look at our advisories. They are very clear, and they actually tell you the contacts you need to establish on the US side, thereby bringing it to their attention what problems you are facing, especially on the visa front.
Finally, of course, this pandemic requires a coordinated global response, and as close strategic partners, how are India and the United States really coming together to fight this battle?
With respect to coronavirus, there is a huge potential of cooperation and collaboration between the United States and India. Both the countries, the private sector as well as public enterprises, need to work together in the long term in order to fight this particular pandemic, which is threatening both our countries. There is also close contact between the pharmaceutical and medical companies of both the countries. They are in close contact. You are aware that there is a huge demand of hydroxychloroquine in the United States, and India is one of the major producers in the world. We are helping out. We are part of the supply chain, and as a reliable partner, we are continuing to cooperate. In addition, on both sides, a number of Indian companies are in touch with the US for test kits, ventilators, and PPEs.
Well, I do understand how busy your schedule is at the moment, how much of tremendous pressure under which you and the mission colleagues and staff are in fact working under. So many thanks. Appreciate you finding some time to join us for this conversation. Here in New Delhi, this is SMITA SHARMA.